Checkity check. Checkity check, 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 check. Thank you, Walking Miracle. Thank you, Chuck. Almost time. Hopefully you don't hear me scarfing down dinner as I get ready for this. All right, let's do this. Let's see. What buttons do I push again? There we go. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday! Music's a little loud in my ears. 1 second. I don't want them linked. That's better. How's that volume level? Is that good with you guys? Is that a good, Hey, what's up, Lace Evan? What's up, Chuck? Walking Miracle, Funko Addict, Tech in the house. Tarjaran Puma, Zach Bonifer. Zach Bonifer, what has he won, like 52 times in a row, the box game? There's Savage. No, I think Zach won twice in a row, and then Parrot won 2 weeks ago. We got some new prizes tonight. Some thanks to Priscilla, which I'm excited about. Tech, thank you very much. Good volume. I started a shout out. I did not know this, Allie, so thank you for bringing it to my attention, but today is Chester's birthday. The late, great Chester Bennington. I'm guessing he would have been close to 50. I don't think... Were they older than me? I don't think he was older than me. Maybe even a little under 50. What do you think? Do you know, Allie? Do you know the answer? I'd have to Google it. I don't know offhand. He would have been 50. So we were basically the same age. He was just a little bit younger. Wow. Hey, what's up, Linder? How are you now? Buzz King in the house. What's up, Buzz King? I hope I said hi to everybody. I don't want to leave anybody out. I hope you're all doing well. I won Teacher of the Year at the school where I teach. Lay 7? That's amazing. Congratulations. What is this, like something that students vote on, or the staff, or how's that selected? That's pretty cool, regardless of how it's selected. That's really neat. Congratulations. Do you get a cash prize with that? I would hope so for the teachers, because God then knows they don't pay all enough. I'm working on this shout out while we catch up. That is a big deal, right, Linder? I totally agree. You know, honestly, we have everything backwards here in the U.S. We know this. It's not a surprise to anybody, but we should be paying our teachers exorbitant sums of money. And specifically, Teacher of the Year should get like a huge bonus. Should be like a 10% of your annual pay bonus, or maybe more. Staff and parents nominated me, then staff voted for me. I love it. I love it. No cash bonus. 10% tisk tisk. Right, Lynn? We put everything. The priority list is wrong. Funko Addict Tech Tier 1, 3 months in advance. Subscribe for 24 months. Thank you very much, Funko Addict Tech. I like the vote of confidence that I'm going to be here for 3 more months at least. I will be. Sorry that I didn't get to stream last week. We had just this crazy Friday. It was one of the craziest Fridays ever. Woke up. Kelly goes, "You're not going to believe what's going on outside." And honestly, the last thing on my mind was snow. I thought there was a dead animal or Charlie had gotten out or something, which is impossible because she sleeps in the house with the doors locked. But anyway, so she pulls back the curtain and there's snow. And I was like, wait, what? I look at my watch immediately. It's 36 degrees out and it's only going up. There was no mention of snow or anything on the news, and I watched the daily news. Right, Linder? Thank God it's not that here. No warning at all. But so we're like, this will be over in an hour. It got heavier and the snowflakes got bigger. They were some of the biggest snowflakes I'd ever seen here in the Pacific Northwest. And then we're like, okay, this is a fluke. It's gonna be done in no time. No, it snowed all day to the point where we had like a nice buildup of snow on the cars and it was actually staying on the lawn even though it was 39 degrees out. And then the weather app finally updated. Mr. Apple finally updated it and it said from 9 p.m. to midnight, it's going to be heavy snow. So we're like, oh, let's buckle up, kids. It's going to be added on to what all we had. No, it stopped snowing at 9 and it rained from 9 to 12 like a drizzle and the snow all went away. It was so backwards all day. But then in the midst of all that, the snow caused all these, I could hear giant limbs falling out in the trees behind us. What's up, Monster Pete? I could hear giant limbs falling. And I was like, it's just a matter of time. And sure enough, at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, it must have been like 2:30 in the afternoon. It was totally Friday the 13th weather, right, Nadu? The power went out. And I couldn't do much of anything. I did a few things on my phone that I could do for work, interacting with fans and whatnot from the official accounts. And then I might have drifted off with a little nap. Might have, confirming I did. And then I was like, at 4, I'm like, well, I don't know. It's no power yet. I don't know what's going to happen here. At 4:15, at 4:30, and then I'm like, I got to call it. Luckily, the rest of town had power, so we were able to go out and do some things, and when we got home, it was all good, but nuts. So I'm sorry I missed hanging with you guys. Would have liked to have, because I did prepare something special for you. In advance of the big announcement from Mr. Fillion and Mr. Tudyk and Miss Baccarin and the rest of the crew, we're getting more Firefly. It may not be exactly what we all were hoping for. I certainly would love a live action series, but I had all but written off any possibility of us ever getting any more Firefly. And then at was it Amazing Con? No, what con was it? Wasn't MegaCon? That's this weekend. But whatever con it was, they had a full cast there, except for Adam Baldwin, and of course Shepard Book has passed. That's one of the only times that whole crew has been together in a long time. And I rewatched the whole panel online, and very, very fun. I like the way, if you guys haven't watched it, I don't want to spoil it, but you might want to watch. Nathan Fillion made cards for each of the different cast members and had them read their portion of it, and they announced that we are getting an animated series. They already have approval from Joss Whedon. They already have approval from Disney, who now technically owns the license through acquiring Fox. They have writers and producers. They have the animation house that's going to make it. The only thing they didn't have, and this was a genius move on their part, because this is who's going to pony up the bucks for the show and the marketing and all that. They don't have a streaming home. You thought it was a Target logo. Stop it, Zach Bonifer. At least you followed it up with a LOL, which is just about a /S. So yes, this is a Firefly-related NFT. There's a couple different versions of the Firefly logo and the Serenity logo based on the series and the movie. This is kind of a combination of the two. But I think you guys will enjoy it. I had made this, I'd finished it on Friday last week and had it ready to go. I did notice today as I was getting it ready to show here, I do have to make a couple of small changes, and I don't know when this will get distributed to you guys. It may be next weekend before you even see it, because I do have to make a couple small changes, and I am already in super hectic time. I leave on Sunday to go on a 14-hour flight to China, and I still have to pack. Later on this evening after this stream, I'm guesting on another stream, a live podcast. I agreed to that earlier this week. That's going to start at 7:30 p.m. right after we finish here, and I have a chance to grab a snack. I still have to pack, and then tomorrow we've got family in town, and it's Macy's performance of Ariel and the Little Mermaid at school, which is, I did not want to miss that. I'm very excited to see it. They had their first performance today for some of the other kids, and apparently it went great. Macy was the standout star. An hour later, you want to get on another 14-hour flight. Oh, no, no, no. I would not. They're finally shipping replacement piece for my Detective Blocky Transformer. Or Defective, that doesn't say Detective. Can you just pick it up in China while you're there? Wouldn't that be great? I just trip on in. Hey, you got a little something for Benjamin here? Let me, I'll just take it back in my luggage. That'll save a few bucks. So Savage, she's playing Ariel in The Little Mermaid. She is an amazing singer. We get to hear little concerts around here all the time, and she has just gotten better and better and better over the last couple of years. She practices a lot, which is what you do if you're passionate about something, right? But it doesn't sound like the other kids do so much. So I'm anxious to see how good she is. Yeah, she's very excited. I've heard her around the house, but I haven't heard her on the stage, mic'd up, since she did the plays in the past. She was in Peter Pan before, and this other one that they did over the last couple years, but she didn't have a very big part. I think she just came into her big singing voice. Love said, stop in the China factory and get me all the Funko Protos. Why would I get them for you? I would get them for me. What's up, Love? How are you? Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm not trying to not pay attention to everybody. I'm working on the shout out while we're chatting. But anyway, I got a lot going on, and I still will definitely get you guys this NFT. It may be slightly delayed. I will not be here next Friday. There'll be no stream next Friday. I am headed to mainland China. On Sunday, I fly out. I won't get there till Monday. I go to Shanghai, and then I'm there until Saturday. And then this is just straight kooky. Get on a plane to come back with the time change. It's gonna be brutal, I'm sure. But I've gone through bouts of not being able to sleep over the last few years, so I've kind of gotten accustomed to going longer stretches without sleep. But being on a plane is a whole different kind of thing. The way it wears you out and makes you feel, and so anyway, it's gonna be an experience to say the least. But I'm excited about the opportunity and the opportunity to meet some of my coworkers that I haven't met in person and stuff. But next Saturday, I get on a plane at hold on, what time is the? I want to get these times right. I get on a plane at 6 p.m. on Saturday. I arrive here at 1:55 p.m. Saturday. So I gain over 4 hours of time coming back. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I saw those Ben B. They have a little animated video of them unboxing and showing them. I absolutely got to get that Sully. That's a must. Maybe you could find some of those Hot Toys Cos Babies with Sully in China. I will be on the lookout. In fact, my coworkers sent me a here you're coming to China, like one sheet. It's several sheets, but a kind of quick synopsis. That's like, here's the apps you need to download. Here's the things you need to be aware of. About having your credit cards linked up because they're basically a cashless society there, which is pretty freaking amazing, honestly. Stuff like that. And then one of the things they have on there is, here's a list of toy stores that aren't too far from where we'll be doing things in case you want to go check them out. I love that. I love that that's just part of the gig. Is like, here's a list of toy stores. Go check it out. So I definitely, if I have the time, I will. Because I'm excited to see. I've seen pictures, of course, people traveling and checking out things in China and Japan. I've always wanted to try it, but $130 for the set. Wait, you can just buy a set with no duplicates. That's pretty cool. I wonder if it's just a box and you're guaranteed to get one of each in a box or something. All right, we're gonna add a little color to this. That's really cool, Ben. I did not know that. I have had Cos Babies in the past. I know I have at least 2 or 3, but they were not blind box Cos Babies. They were individually packaged. I have the Flash. I want to say I have a Batman and something else that I got years ago when I worked at Funko and was collecting a few things here and there. I'd link it, but chat doesn't. Yeah, exactly. Ben, I gotta watch out for the real crazy ones out there. Nadu said, can we get some China boarding pass NFTs? You could post the form link on Twitter since you won't be streaming. No, I thought about different ways to do the boarding pass for different things. I really want to keep it to events, cons and stuff, maybe Extra Life, that kind of thing that we're going to, that you guys can buy and participate in as well. By the way, everybody who had ordered a boarding pass, they all were sent out, including the people that ordered them last week. So if you got them, I'd love if you guys would share some photos. Would be awesome. But if not, that's okay too. I totally understand. Everybody's busy. I know I'm crazy busy here lately. I haven't had time for anything. You want to do what? Tech said they have a spot in China where you can build your own customizable working Game Boy. Color device, glows, metallics, neon. You can choose same for buttons and triggers. That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I know there's all kinds. I haven't done any research at all of cool things to do while in China because I honestly think I'm going to be working most of the time. But this document that they sent with the here's cool things you can check out. Here's the toy store, stuff like that is that's super helpful. I'm having an odd issue with my cloud wallet. For some reason, the 2FA pop-up. So, yes, Nadu, I meant to mention that as well. Thank you for bringing that up. Part of me getting these NFTs delivered is I got to try to get back into my wallet. I tried yesterday for like an hour. I did not have time for it. But I needed to log in for something related to Twitchy Tides, and I couldn't get logged in. Twice I went and wrote out all the 12 special words for my account so I could claim, but this migration to the new MyCloud wallet, I can't even get into my account right now. I haven't lost it, I just can't get in, and I think it has to do with that the two-factor authentication. So I got to try a different browser, maybe a different computer, the standard stuff. I just didn't have time when this first came up. So I didn't get to deal with it. My P.O. Box, love, is down below the stream on Twitch. You should be able to see it down there. It's in Gig Harbor, Washington, if that helps. But it should be listed down there below. Oh, that's amazing, love. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You guys are too kind. Here we go. We got. Oh, why do I keep doing that? I put the standing desk together and I put the topper on, but I never did handle the remaining pieces that are I had what were legs on the side, are actually shelves, these A-frame shelves, and there's a piece that protrudes off there that just scratched the hell out of my leg again. I didn't curse somehow. What a proto? What love? Well, this is why I would find protos for you in China then. Here we go. We got a happy birthday, Chester. I put a little LP in the R. We miss you, Chester. I missed you. I was fortunate enough to see Linkin Park last year, September, and it was a great show. And I really liked the replacement lead singer Emily for Linkin Park, who had been with Dead Sarah. She's amazing, but it'll never be the same. Has anyone done the cloud wallet migration? I haven't done. I that's what I was forced to do yesterday, and because of that, I could not get into my account. Sully Alien Remake. Well, there were a bunch of those, love, but that's the proto? Oh, no way. I owe you something big for that. That's huge. That is too kind of you, love. So, Chuck, did it already start, the new season? I saw some of the trailers online yesterday and today, but I didn't know if the new season had started yet. I don't feel like it has yet. I think we're like, is it this weekend? I won't get to play, unfortunately, for a while, but I do love that they keep varying the game up. I'm sure it drives some people insane, but I like how each season has a different personality and different things that you're trying to do. And like, there's definitely little bits of each season that I've liked a lot that I'd like to keep around. But speaking of blockchain, did anyone get that Dapper Labs Classic? Yeah, I got it too. You could claim up to $5. It started yesterday. Okay, cool, Chuck. Yeah, I'm not going to be signing off anything to get money from Dapper Labs. I didn't even read the whole thing about what the class action lawsuit was, but when I saw I could claim up to $5, I was like, well, one, I don't care, and two, why is that worth anyone's time? I don't feel like I've been wronged by Dapper Labs in any way, so. The proto is all white. I found the color. I'll send you the... Whoa! And you're going to send me the white one? Too kind. That's amazing. Love, thank you so much. I appreciate you. The trailer I saw was of the guy who is the manager of the pre-lobby. And Bugs Bunny was on there messing with him during it. So I figured it was we were going to get some Looney Tunes action in there. I found moments to play here and there over the last couple months, so I did get to like level 140 something in the battle pass. So I got a bunch of the items that you can unlock, but I just didn't have a chance to play here on stream much, and I really didn't have a chance to play with anyone else. So it was a lot of frustrating playing with random foursomes or playing solo. I played more Rocket League. I've been enjoying that because I only get 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and it's hard to play Fortnite in that kind of time frame. But Rocket League, you can usually get 3-4 games in. The problem with Rocket League is every time that there's 2 goals scored in favor of one team versus another, everybody just wants to quit. I really wish there was like an adult league of people that wouldn't do that. If I send you stuff to the PO, do they touch the box or will it be safe? Oh no, it's fine. So my PO box is just a tiny little box. It's like this big, but you're just holding a spot essentially. If anything bigger than that arrives, they put it in a locker and then put the key in your PO box. And if you don't get it within like 2 weeks, they move it to storage back behind the counter, and then they give you a card and you just go get it. It's perfectly fine. It's secure. I've never had any problems except for one time I let a box sit for like months and they sent it back to somebody. I felt bad about that, but Red Ranger, what's happening? Oh, Marvin the Martian would be great. I know you're a big fan, Tech. That would be awesome. Chuck, I hardly ever even look to see who else is on. It's so sad the way I go about it nowadays. I just jump on with like, can I get a couple games in before I have to get back to life? The responsibilities I have. I'm not complaining. It's great to have family and a job and all that. I'm very excited about all that, but I like to squeeze some gaming in when I can, Red Ranger, I've been doing well. I don't know if you've been through here lately, but I did take a full-time job a few months ago. And so I do I'm the U.S. marketing manager for a company called Blockies. And it's an interesting situation because the company's based out of China, right? And I'm not allowed to speak on behalf of the company. It's very different from how I did things at Funko. I'm not allowed to be on like podcasts or even like on camera. So like I did Toy Fair. I'm not allowed to do interviews and talk about the product and stuff like that. It's just the culture of the company, not bad-mouthing anybody. But it's been a change for me because I really wanted to be like, hey, I've got this awesome job. But they don't really want me doing that. So I can tell you I work there, but I can't really say what all I'm doing. I can't speak on behalf of the company. I have to be very careful. Ben B said the new marketing campaign for Blockies, and this is Ben B's words, not mine, not speaking on behalf of the company. Blockies, they're like crack, but healthier. I love it. Yeah, I was at Toy Fair, and then this Sunday I leave to go to China for a week for this thing called the Global Partners Conference, and it's really interesting. I can talk about this, I believe, otherwise I'll get fired, I guess. They've already started rolling out some reveals. If you guys have checked your socials lately, we have Blockies US Instagram, we have Blockies US TikTok, we have Blockies official Twitter, which I also manage. That's for everything, but includes the Blockies US. And then we have a Blockies US store on Facebook, which is not really a store. It's really just a way to announce things that are coming to the US. So if you guys can follow those accounts, that would be awesome. That would help me out a lot. We've been putting out announcements already of some of the product that's coming this summer. So it's kind of like Toy Fair in that way, the way Funko does Toy Fair, where they're announcing stuff that's then coming. We're doing that through the Global Partner Conference. So next week, I will see in person these presentations of stuff that's coming. Of course, I can't talk about any of it. But we're putting out these cool, like, one-shot posters. I really like the art on them a lot. That shows, like, oh, here's this product coming. And you can't get a lot of detail on it in most cases, but you can get some detail on it, which is really cool. Why did my music stop? So if you guys check those out, remember, as I always say, if you want to support anybody, whether it's me, Priscilla, Butts on Things, any of our other streamer friends here, or even a company you love like a Funko or a Blockies, follow those socials and hit a heart on every one of them as quickly as you can. Leave comments. All that is super helpful, you know? Leave positive comments, I should say. If you can and if you're willing, it is appreciated. Let's see. Nadu said, true, when you see a Blockies collection that someone has, you could say, this could have been spent for drugs instead. Oh no. When you go to China, don't drink the local water. Nothing wrong with it. We're just used to it. Okay. Love, I'd never heard that one before. I'd heard that about Mexico, but I haven't heard that about China, so that's good to know. Hey, Tanner, what's happening, brother? How are you now? Sorry, I have a little bit of congestion. I think it's just some allergies. Poor Kelly and Macy have been fighting being sick, and I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to jinx anything, but... Yeah, that I've always known, Ben B. Living in Texas, I was always told, if you cross the border, don't you drink that water. Don't you drink that water. I'll probably drink bottled water. I'll drink, like, sparkling water when I can, that kind of stuff. Yeah, for real, Red Ranger, right? So anyway, I'm busy. I'm very, very busy lately, and that's a good thing. The best thing is a paycheck. I don't know if you guys have had this before. It's been a while since I had one of these paychecks. It's pretty awesome. Just a couple times a month, they just put money in your account, like a fairly good sum of money. It's pretty nice. If you don't have a job, I recommend it. I thought when you are in Mexico, you drink tequila, and so, yeah, that's a smarter play, unless you're trying to not get drunk, in which case, I don't think they have tequila light. Love said, make sure the bottled water is real, not fake. Some places reuse them. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to Shanghai, and I'm not going to be out and about, like, touring in a lot of different areas. I'm going to stay near that downtown area, and I want to try all kinds of different foods, and I want to try it all. But I just know I know to stick to the bigger places, to stick with, like, bottled water and check the seal, that kind of stuff. Like, I'm going to try to stick with things I know for the most part. I have had Voodoo Ranger. Pretty good. In fact, it was Doghead Brewery that used to sponsor MondoCon. But Voodoo Ranger, don't they sponsor the big boat back behind SDCC every year? Isn't that them? The big pirate ship? Yeah, I've had it a few times. Pretty good. I don't drink beer much anymore. I don't drink alcohol much anymore. But every once in a while, like, I'll definitely have some sake. while I'm in China next week, but I'm gonna keep it to respect, like a little bit with dinner or whatever. I'm not going to party. That ain't this kind of. Natty said, just a heads up, you might have to be social drinking for long hours there after work. No, well, I won't. I can't drink that much without feeling horrible the next morning, so I don't want to do that. Two, I have to be on while I'm there. I have to be with it. I don't get the vibe that this crew, because I got to hang out with a few of them here at New York Toy Fair. I don't get the vibe that that's the kind of atmosphere or the kind of culture with the company. Could be wrong, but nobody's going to force me to do anything. So. Did you see Mattel Brick Shop announced a new Castle Grayskull? Oh, no, I did not. I did not. Speaking of pirate ships, have you seen the new One Piece Season 2 on Netflix? I never watched all of Season 1. I know. Clutch the pearls, gasp. I would love to at some point. It just wasn't very high on my list. And I know people rave about it, but I haven't done it yet. Will we see you on TikTok drinking and dancing at a bar? No, you definitely will not. Finby quotes, I used to be with it, then I forgot what it was. It'll happen to you too. Wait, what? Yeah, no, well, Nadu, I've had sake a few times. I don't know if I've ever had rice wine. Oh, okay, Benby. I love The Simpsons, but I trailed off after like 15 seasons and only caught occasional episodes. The food, Red Ranger, honestly, the thing I'm most excited about is seeing the city. Being in the city. Like, I've watched a bunch of videos to prepare for this through different people who have traveled there either their first time or multiple times, and I'm just really impressed with the organization and cleanliness of China in general, right? I love that, like, I can get WeChat and I can do almost everything from WeChat, which I'm got to get completed setting up tomorrow. But like, I'm excited about being in the city. And then I'm excited about seeing what my company's offices look like and what they'll be sharing, but then the food. I love food. Can't tell. And I can't wait to try just the local cuisine, man. Just to try it all. Sully will watch the whole season on the plane. He's got 14 hours to... I do need to load up some content. I definitely do. I don't know what I'm going to load up, but I'll work on that tonight and tomorrow. I'll definitely have some movies ready to go. I do like a good series when I'm on an airplane. If anybody has any recommendations, I am caught up on The Pit. I'm caught up on Monarch. I'm caught up on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. I'm caught up on... I feel like I'm missing one key show in my weekly lineup. What's a new thing that... I'm completely caught up. And I got to tell you, just in general, I'm kind of mad at the entire internet and you guys that no one told me how good Paradise is. Oh, I'm definitely caught up on Landman. I freaking love Landman. Paradise, guys, if you haven't watched this, I'm not going to spoil anything at all. I'm just going to tell you, good cast. You'll recognize a few people in it. The show, I had no idea what it was about. I thought, glancing at the tile, if you will, the thing that comes up for you when you're in the streaming services, the poster, if you will, I look at it and I go, okay, this is a show about Secret Service agents and a president. That's what I got out of it. I'm like, I've seen these kind of shows before. And then I saw a tweet that said, the action in Paradise is amazing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, action? Let me check this out. So I watched one episode a few weeks ago of season 1, the pilot. I was like, ooh, okay, groovy. I'm digging this. I watched the second episode, third episode. I think it was episode 4 of season 1. And again, I'm not trying to spoil anything. Here's a little nugget I'll give away. I'm watching that and I'm like, I'm starting to lose a little bit of interest, and then there's a flip. And they start mentioning some movies and some things that I'm really into, and it just takes off from there. So I think it was really, give it 4 episodes. I think you'll love it by the end of episode 1, honestly. But it's a fantastic show. We're in season 2 now. I think there's 3 episodes left in season 2. But this latest episode of season 2 that just came out, titled Jane, this show is miles ahead of where I thought it was. See, I don't want to give it away, Falconer. I don't want to give it away because if you'd asked me that question after episode 1, I would have given you one answer. If you asked me that after episode 4, I'd have given you another answer. And if you asked me this week, I'd give you an entirely different answer. It is set in basically present day US. Maybe a little bit in the future US. Is it a mystery? Yes, there is mystery involved. If there's a bit of Lost to it, there's a little bit of man, how else do I compare it? I've seen people compare it to different things, but for the most part, I'm getting a little bit of a Lost vibe. Yo, what's up, Robert GP? How are you? Anybody else have a good short description that doesn't spoil it? Like, I don't want to give you an answer, Falconer, because I'm afraid that ruins the fun of just watching it. I think that was one of the best parts about it is I say I'm mad at nobody for telling me about it, but I'm glad no one told me about it. Like, I just want somebody to go, hey, trust me, watch Paradise. And that's what I'm telling you. Trust me, watch Paradise. Give it at least one episode, a whole episode, see what you think. If you're really digging it, or even if you're on the fence, I promise you get to 4 episodes, you're locked. And here's another key. It's guaranteed season 3 already. We're in the middle of season 2. They've already greenlit season 3. It's going to happen. Make it a priority. I'm telling you. I have a feeling if this had come out 15 years ago, 20 years ago, before we got into streaming services, it would have been the show of the week everybody was talking about at the water cooler, in the hallways before a meeting started. It would have been the thing. It would have been the Lost. So I recommend you watch it. Robert GP, what's new? What's exciting? How are you? Savage said Starfleet Academy is worth a watch. Okay, that's a great recommendation. Let me write that down. I don't remember if Paramount is the app that gives me fits or not. There's one that won't let me download shows unless I upgrade my service even further. And I'm like, well, then I'll just wait and I'll watch it when I get home. But I'm going to put it on here anyway. Starfleet. And I think somebody else mentioned Madison, which is the new Taylor Sheridan show. I watched the pilot. Hulu? I can watch Starfleet Academy on Hulu? I thought that was all the Starfleet stuff was Paramount. What's the Paradise is on? I think it's Paramount. I could be wrong. Okay, Starfleet is on Paramount. Maybe it's Paradise that's on Hulu. Anybody confirm? Oh, I love Orville. I don't think I'd call it better. I think it's different. It's set in the same vein, but a little more grounded in kind of current issues we deal with. I love Orville. Great show. It's a shame that it really didn't get... There we go. Paradise is Hulu. Thank you, Linder. Star Trek is Paramount. So if you want to watch Paradise, I highly recommend Hulu. Starfleet Academy was mixed for me, said Cal Laird. Some good episodes, some bad episodes. I'm okay with that because it's still in the Star Trek universe. And I love the Star Trek universe. I've watched so many of the shows. I still have never seen Deep Space Nine. I don't think I'm caught up on Strange New Worlds. Walking Miracle, it honestly is a plague that's not only causing... I just saw some numbers the other day that apparently illegal downloads are on the rise again. Big numbers on illegal downloads. We had gotten to the point when Netflix first started that illegal downloads were through the roof. And then the more streaming services, the more things that were offered by Netflix and Disney and some of the big ones, Amazon Prime, the less illegal downloads there were because it was affordable and it was easy. But as it's gotten more complicated, people are turning back to physical media. People are turning back to illegal downloads. they've made it too complicated now. One, there's too many streaming services. Two, and that's about to get an adjustment. But there's too many streaming services. It's way too expensive. Now, if you want to get all the streaming services, you're paying way more than you were for cable back in the day. And it's confusing as to where everything is. And I got to tell you, Apple TV's done a great job of figuring it out, with one exception, and that is if you're watching a show on HBO and you're watching a show on Hulu and you're watching a show on Disney Plus, it will pull all those shows into your list, and totally underhyped, totally underappreciated. So you don't have to remember what day it's on. You don't have to remember what station or streaming service it's on. It just remembers you were watching it, and it puts it in your like queue, and as soon as a new episode is there, it pops right up. So you don't have to go track anything down. The flaw for us is Netflix does not get merged into that. There is a way to do it, but it doesn't work for our setup. A little confusing, right? But it's gotten too complicated. Now, somebody just said it. Who said it? I do have a VPN. Thank you, Nadu. Yes, I already have a VPN. Thanks to that person trying to scam me last year, and they almost got into all my devices. I use a system that came with a VPN for free. So I've got that on my phone, and I can use the VPN at all times. Somebody said that a bunch of the streaming services were merging. So as this big purchase goes through of Warner Brothers, it was going to be Netflix, now it's going to be Paramount. They are a lot of the different streaming services are merging and like downsizing. Well, not downsizing, but merging, so there'll be less streaming services. I think that's going to help. Oh, definitely not, love. As a policy, I don't do that almost ever. In fact, when I go to SeaTac, I don't ever connect to the Wi-Fi there, because if you go to like the official SeaTac website, it tells you that the free Wi-Fi would be named this, but when you get to the airport, it's not named that. I'm not connecting to something can't confirm. No way. I know too much. I know too many issues that come up. I don't scan QR codes if I don't know where they're going or what they're doing. No, thank you. Too many scammers out there. But anyway, streaming has gotten very, very challenging, and I don't blame people. I remember when HBO would not sell or stream Game of Thrones, and people were downloading it left and right. I'm not gonna lie, I was one of them. Why wouldn't you sell it in some way? They could have sold it at $3 an episode on Amazon. I used to buy episodes all the time. I didn't need a streaming service. I just needed access. I just needed to buy it, and I was willing to do that. Yes, I do. 7-Eleven is actually on my list, love. I've heard nothing but wonderful things about the egg salad sandwich at the 7-Eleven in China. I am 100% getting one of those. But the food in general, I heard, is always good. I thought you said when you go to see Tech. I was like, what did I... How funny, Tech. Yeah, it all needs to be simplified. And if you guys don't know, little ad for an app that I don't get anything from, Just Watch. There's an app called Just Watch. You should have it on your phone. They should build something like this into all the TVs. Apple TV kind of has it, but I don't trust it, where you can look up anything, and you can look up a movie or a TV show, and it'll tell you all the places it's available. But there have been times where it's not told me it's available on a service I have. I felt like they were just trying to get more money out of them. But Just Watch, there's the... up at the top there, you can see the logo. It's got like a yellow triangle sideways, like a play button full of dots. Just Watch is amazing. You can look up anything. Like we were just debating, we were all talking about Paradise. So if you look up Paradise, you can see, here's where you can watch it. And anything in the yellow box is free, or there is a free button right there, assuming you have those streaming services. Or no, it's best price if you have the streaming service. Free, literally, there are some streaming services that are free. But then there's like where you can watch it in SD, HD, 4K. Like you can filter by all these different things, but you can find out where something is available. So you don't have to go digging around looking on everything. On Apple, you can hold down the button on your Apple TV and you can say a show and it'll tell you where it's available, but I don't trust it 100%. I know it's been wrong before. They failed me for the first time in a while, but it's usually pretty good. Talking about Just Watch, Walking Miracle. Benjamin agrees. I always check Just Watch for any random movie, especially old ones, to find out. It's amazing how many movies aren't anywhere. It is shocking, honestly. Like, there have been a number of movies. There was one I was just thinking about watching, or a show, and I was like, I can't even rent it anywhere? Like, that's crazy. Wow, that's a trust leap there. Straight to egg salad sandwich. You saw the Futurama episode when Fry at the truck stop egg salad. No, I haven't seen that. No, but legitimately, I've seen food reviewers who have gone to 7-Eleven to get the egg salad sandwich because it's like famous at 7-Eleven in China. I don't know. I haven't spoken with Mike in a while. Speaking of, though, I did notice he was selling a lot of his old Funko stuff. People were getting some really cool, like, protos and unreleased figures and posters and all kinds of stuff he was selling. And that, I want to word this carefully, made me wonder why now. And then I saw they put up tickets for the SDCC party that Thrill Joe is going to have. And they got the Balboa Theater this year, which is a good size facility with good seating, way better than what we did last year. That was kind of brutal last year, honestly, to be in that cramped room. And it was super hot. They booked it and they sold a bunch of tickets, but they didn't sell out. And then just this past week, I saw that they've now canceled the event and are refunding the ticket price. So I do have a bit of concern. I don't want to raise any alarms that don't need to be there or cause any rumors, so that's not what this is. But I have to wonder, how's business, you know? I hope things are well. I think the world of Mike, and I want Thrill Joy to be successful, but it's a really tough market. You got Funko, you got Thrill Joy, you got Rocky Moto. Did I say Thrill Joy a minute ago? I meant Rocky Moto. Sorry. You've got all this competition. I wouldn't. No, I don't want. That's. I was being very careful not to say that, Lev, because I don't want to be that person like those other people here on the internet that make YouTube videos who are just constantly big alarming titles, and then, unfortunately, we live in a society full of, I'm going to say it, morons who read a title or read someone's comment and they take it as, oh, this is fact. I'm going to go tell the rest of the world about it. Never something I want to start here. I don't ever want to be the source or the spreading or any kind of rumors. So I'm being very careful about the wording. I'm just saying I'm a little concerned. This could all be misinterpreted. He could just be making some adjustments. Maybe he wants to move to another city and, hey, it's time to clean out the closet. It's time to sell the house. Let's go somewhere else. Let's try something different. I don't know. Exactly, Savage. Exactly. There was they put out a video recently that's like, why do other YouTubers hate us? And I'm like, man, I want to watch, but I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. You know, they're morons. They wear Crocs, shoes designed for them. Oh man, Chuck's going to get some backlash from that one. Did Mike spend all of his money at the? No, I seriously doubt that. I think running any kind of business is a challenge. Specifically, running a toy business is a huge challenge because the costs are exorbitant. And over the last few years, even when the prices were already super high, the tariffs, before that, the cost of goods and the whole supply chain, everything has gotten crazy expensive, and you can't really be successful selling a new toy or collectible at $40 and up. It's got to be priced accordingly to bring in. So the sweet spot is like your $10 to $20 range, and I'm pretty sure that's what Mike and the rest of the team were trying to do, was stay in there. And again, I don't want to. I'm not trying to start any rumors. I'm just saying if they are having issues, I wouldn't be surprised. I think I would bet any company. We've seen what's happened with the Funko stock and their investments and their debt that they have restructured several times. And you'll look on some parts of the internet and they'll be like, Funko's broke, it's over. And then you go, they're a $700 million business. They're not over. They are going through it. And hopefully we get to the other side and it's better. But they're not broke. They're not bankrupt. Love said, I did see a video where he has looking at old Funko stuff and I could see in his eyes he misses the good old. Maybe. Love, I mean, as somebody who went through something, working for a company I loved and being laid off and still loving the product and the company, I went through this and he went through this, right? He built this thing, sold it, came back, was kind of kept in one area, then he was brought into it overall, and then I don't know the circumstances by which he left, if it was his own choice or he was told to leave or what. Again, I don't want to start any rumors, but he's gone through it. It's tough. And there's a lot of memories and emotions there, and he's the only person that can speak to what he's feeling. So I would never put words in his mouth or assume the way he feels. But maybe you saw something. Maybe you definitely did. New announcement in Drop Discord. They are still having issues getting deliveries made overseas. Long story short, they are still trying to get them off the dock. Happens. At least they're sharing with everybody. I did get an email today that I'm getting another delivery soon. I don't remember which one it was. Again, I never focus on that. I just wait till the boxes arrive and enjoy opening them up. It's going to be a sad day when that last one arrives. What was the Disney villains, right? It's going to be a sad day when that arrives, but it feels like it was 100 years ago already. I still can't believe it's over. I enjoyed it so much. I loved it so much, and I wish it were still around. I mean, it was his baby. He's always going to love it, said Red Ranger. I mean, I would hope so. I would think so, but, you can get burned by anything. I owe one of the golden underwear they gave away in 2004 Fun Days, Vegas. Oh, man. How fun, love. Kind of surprised they posted in the channel. I thought they'd abandon the announcement channel. I mean, somebody at Funko still has the keys, right? They still have the username and password. It wouldn't make sense to just delete that and ignore it. It's there. They can distribute information. And they always chose that over just going to Twitter. Not always. In a lot of cases, they chose to communicate things there without going to Twitter, I should say it that way. Which I always thought was interesting. I didn't want to have to go seek out information. I know we've had this conversation 100 times. I wanted it to be delivered to me. That's the point in social media. So I don't have to go seek it out. But I don't know. I feel like finally I'm not seeing as many companies be like, go to our Discord. I'm glad. I'm so glad. Oh, love. No, speaking of Funko management, I have not heard a peep out of the guy who took over. And I'm not surprised that we don't hear a lot from him, but I haven't seen an interview where he talks in person. I think I did see one interview where he answered some questions in a Toy Fair magazine I got. And that was the first time in months I'd heard anything from him. I find it interesting that he wouldn't be more out there. But that could be at the behest of the board or the other management that he has to report to. I don't know. I just feel like with that kind of company, it truly always had a connection with who was in charge. Mike, Brian, and then post Brian, it's been interesting. He's probably no, I don't think so. That's another conversation. I won't get into that tonight, but this whole AI thing, it is pretty amazing how some people are fighting it, most people misunderstand it, and we are all going to regret not learning more about it in a few years. Right now is such an opportunity. I've been going down the rabbit hole a lot, watching YouTube videos and learning everything I can about AI and Claude and all these opportunities. I just got my phone set up with the Chat GPT, which I use regularly. I've of all the things I've seen, all the interviews I've seen talking about where we're going in the future, the one common thread that comes out of it all is you better learn AI. You better learn how to write a good prompt. And the best piece of advice I saw from the guy who runs LinkedIn, he's seen around every corner for the last 20 years about what was going to be the next big thing. He said you should start using like a Chat GPT or one of these AI services for just about everything in life. It doesn't mean you always have to do what it says, but like if you want to do your taxes, you should use AI to help you with that. That doesn't mean put in all your W-2s and just let it do the thing. It means if you have a question or something's concerning or you don't understand it or you want tips, talk to AI and see what it can help you with. If you want to have a tough conversation with somebody and you're not sure how to approach it, go to AI and see if it can help you with what that conversation should be. There's a lot. It is very helpful in a lot of cases. There's going to be all kinds of people out there that'll tell you all the horrible scenarios and how the AI is going to take over the world and blah, 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 blah. Ignore them. Ignore them. Find a way to use it as a tool to make your life easier and ignore all the craziness. Don't give it a bunch of your personal information. Don't put in your finances. Don't give it access to anything that from your work that you're not supposed to. Don't do that, but utilize it. Learn how to utilize it because there's going to be big changes over the next couple of years. You can thank AI for the expensive graphics cards, to do a video of it. See, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, love. Like, it might be a little true. RAM prices have gone up, graphics cards have gone up. We are in a shift right now for the whole world on where resources are going. We're also running into a real power issue that requires a lot of power, right? So solar energy, traditional coal burning, natural gas, all that stuff is at the forefront right now. What are those companies doing? And it's really interesting to see what some of the proposals are for a few years down the road. We can make memes and laugh about it, or make memes and complain about it, but that doesn't do anything. It doesn't help anyone. So learn how to use it. See it as the tool that it is. Don't be scared of it. And don't continue the madness of, well, that person's right. It's just like the NFTs. They're all giant energy hogs and they're bad for the environment. We all knew that was not true about anything on wax, but no one would listen. Same thing's happening with AI right now. Tech said, oh my God, I love it. I love AI. It helped me tremendously to do my performance goals and yearly review. Or yeah, they can be great for things like that. Another good thing is if you have concepts and ideas, like you hear me fumbling over my words right now, I would take if I had to put together a proposal or give an actual speech, I would take all my mumbling and bumbling and put it in there and say, give me something bulleted and a little easier to understand. And boom, I would get something in seconds. You can cloud play games with good internet now, no GPU needed. I've tried it a few times, Steve. I appreciate the comment, by the way. Thanks for chiming in. I've tried it a few times and had mixed luck. And I don't think it's my internet. I need to try it again. But a couple times when I went for work or went to travel and I was like, oh, I'll stream while traveling, that became too difficult. I know Chuck Callard, he games a lot on the go, and it works great for him. But I've had mixed reviews myself. I just need to give it another shot. Living Conundrum said, ooh, my shipment hit the States. Karen Gillan partnered with a distillery and is modeled on the bottle. Can't wait to get that on my shelf. How cool. Karen Gillan is amazing. I got to see her in person a couple times during the first Guardians of the Galaxy. One panel was a Guardians of the Galaxy panel. Another one was all Doctor Who. And she just seems like an amazing human being. I really love to hear her accent too. Is so cool. Pop and Stock says, I do in 20 minutes on Claude things I would take 2 weeks to do by myself. I preach. An amazing tool. Pop and Stock gets it. Sure, there are the purists out there who want to do all the coding themselves, but you could still be using an abacus if you really wanted to, but you used a calculator pretty early on. Same scenario here now. I invested in silver when AI started. Smart, love. Smart. Silver and gold. They're going to have their ups and downs, but overall, there's just a lot of up. It's very smart. Very smart. I think investing in companies that are in the power sector, that are in chip production, NVIDIA, of course, being a great one. Now, NVIDIA is very volatile, but I think in the long run, that's a winner too. Not financial advice, but anyway, interesting conversation. I noticed a lot of people went quiet. Sorry. You guys don't know how I get. I'm using ChatGPT to illustrate a children's book I am writing for my niece. I love that. I think that's such a great idea. AI doctors. I don't know that that's something common. Is that a common thing for people? Like, I would definitely want my doctor to use AI to try and help diagnose things, because I think one of the big issues, like looking at like Michael J. Fox and Parkinson's disease, he said in a speech, I saw him in person years ago, like 15 years ago, 10 years ago. And he said one of the biggest, when he found out he had Parkinson's and he wanted to help, one of the things he did was he started talking to all these different doctors, and he found out that they would not communicate, or research companies, they would not communicate with one another. And he's like, why? You each have all this information. Hey, what's up, Priscilla? You each have all this information that would be super helpful if everybody started working together. And I think proper use of AI in the medical field, and it's already starting to happen, we're going to see some giant leaps forward, because now you can pull together all this information, all these different researches, and you can get back instant answers. So I would want my doctor to take my symptoms and put it into something, and along with the information he already has from his years of training and practicing, along with that, would give me a better chance of getting a proper diagnosis and treatment. So I want them to use it, but I'm not going to go online and go to ChatGPT and put my symptoms in and get a prescription. Not going to do that. I just incorporated an AI to read x-rays. That's so cool. I saw the coolest story the other day. This guy is using Claudebot. If you guys don't know what Claudebot is, basically a AI system that'll take over a whole computer. Given the very short synopsis, if you know more about it, we can chat more. But basically, they create an employee for themselves by putting it on this computer and giving it access to their email and their credit card with limits and all these other things. So they can tell it, hey, go do this for me. And it'll go out and work while they're working, and it'll come back and have completed the thing, right? So one of the things, this guy, he told his AI to book a flight for him. And he saw his credit card got charged, so the flight was booked. But then the next day he saw that the credit card got reimbursed. And he's like, oh, that's not good. Something must be wrong with the AI. Let me go check. Then he saw another charge. And he's like, wait a minute, what's happening? So he goes into his AI and he reviews what it had been doing. And apparently it had booked the airfare on one day. Let's call it Monday. Booked the airfare on Monday. And then something happened at the level of the airline industry. And they canceled the flight. They're like, oh no, something, not the flight, but the transaction. Like something didn't go right with your credit card, something's off. Never mind, here's your money back. And so the computer kept trying to rebook the flight, but it would not let him do it. The Claudebot. So the computer, the AI, knew that the best way to make it happen was to call the airline and book the flight, but it doesn't have a voice, right? So it downloaded a text-to-speech software, called the airline, booked the flight, and completed the task that it had been assigned. I was like, that is crazy. That is so freaking cool. I personally would love to test it out, but ain't no way in hell I'm giving a computer right now my credit card information and saying, go for it. You know how much damage that could cause? See, that's what people say, Savage, but it's not creepy. It's not thinking. It's not self-thinking. It's problem solving based on a set of parameters given to it by the software, the AI, and the person. It's amazing is what it is. And I wish I could trust it more, like myself more, to utilize it and figure out a way for it to make my daily life easier. I'm not quite at that trust level yet. But I think creepy is the first instinct. But I think it's wrong. I think if we think about it, it's not thinking on its own. It's just going off of data. Living Conundrum says, thankfully my work is service related. AI cannot troubleshoot equipment in the field at this point. I'm glad you added that on there. That may come at some point, but I'll have been retired by that point. I mean, I hope you're right. But also the speed at which AI is getting better, more accessible, more accepted, is only going to increase every day from here on out. Things that we think could take 20 years could be completed this year. Depending on where AI goes, what we do with it, how we train it, what parameters we give it, things could advance very quickly. like more than our minds could comprehend. Pop and Stock said, I had issues with an app for weeks, couldn't fix it. I installed Claude, asked him to review the full code and fix bugs. Within 30 minutes, everything was working top notch. That tool is absolutely fantastic. Isn't that amazing? Pop and Stock, I am so glad to see you embracing it. I think that's so smart. I knew you were. I assumed you were, but we haven't had the conversation. I'm glad to see you're embracing it. Yeah, I have the same problem, Pop and Stock. I'm not even able to get into my cloud wallet right now. I was forced to migrate, and I can't even get into my account right now. If anybody has any help to provide there. Getting to iRobot vibes, 3 laws, right? See, maybe, right? I don't even know. I can't even say for sure no. But I think everybody's got in their head this AI, artificial intelligence, is the wrong thing to call it, and that's the problem. They shouldn't have called NFTs from the get-go. That caused a problem. We shouldn't have called this AI. It's machine learning. It is given data and taught by software coding how to use the data to solve your thing, to write your paper, to solve the mathematical equation, to book the airline ticket, to write the code. It doesn't think on its own. It's not artificial intelligence. That's the wrong thing to call it. And therefore, we're forever going to be fighting this uphill battle with people who aren't going to be trusting of it. When I say I don't trust it fully, I mean I am afraid that I will give it a set of parameters and I won't have thought through the consequences, and it will do what it's been told. But because I'm the one that told it and I was stupid, I caused myself problems like it maxing out my credit card or booking a ticket that has 42 layovers to go from here to New York, like that kind of stuff. Even robot being built looks and moves so realistic. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're definitely headed towards that too. In all the interviews I've seen with, I won't even say his name because so many people get angry. In all the interviews I've seen with the guy who runs Tesla, he said Tesla and the current car business is a fraction of what the robot business will be in 15, 20 years. That it's going to lead to that, where we're all going to have personal robots helping us with stuff and performing everyday tasks and assembly line building and everything. See, Skynet, there's another thing I wish people would get out of the conversation. I don't think we're headed towards that at all. I don't. The idea that we give this artificial intelligence too much control and it decides that the human race is not needed to survive, that Matrix, Skynet, whatever, it's science fiction. Truly science fiction. I want a real life Johnny 5. You and my buddy Vanilla Gorilla would agree on that, Tech. Pop and Stock says a lot of people had issues with WCW. They moved from beta to normal. Then people had a million issues, so they reverted back to beta, but many people cannot use their wallet. For some reason, it worked for me. I was able to create new Google Manager keys. See, I've created keys to own the wallet, but every time I get past that stage, it will not give me the pop-up to let me get to the next step. I gotta try a different browser or something, but I've wasted several pages in my book writing out 12 words, only to find out those are not good. Right, living conundrum, 42 layovers, but you save 57. That's exactly what I'm scared of. So one of the things I've learned about AI that most of us are doing wrong is we're just not giving it good prompts. You got to give good prompts. And one of the things, I was just telling Kelly this yesterday, I know she's bored to death of me talking about it, probably like y'all are right now, but is you can use AI to create the prompt to get AI to do what you need. And so one thing I have learned is when I'm using ChatGPT, I will always say, here's what I'm trying to accomplish. Here's some things I want to include. Here's things I don't want you to do. And I always end it with, ask any questions you need for clarification before moving forward. And it almost always asks me good clarifying questions that I didn't think to include in my prompt. Steve Gertie says, having a license like medical or electrical is a must in the future. AI is taking over. Once it gets mixed with advanced robotics, it's over. Yep. I agree. Artificial intelligence might beat out our actual stupidity. That's one of the big markers, the big tools that they measure is like at what point is AI actually smarter than humans? And if we get there, there's no we're already there, essentially. There's no turning back. But then there's still things like, what was the most recent one? There's a new test they give AI. And one of the questions is, can an egg be melted? And I thought, that's a stupid thing to test it on. But so now part of the problem is AI is trained on data. AI being trained on data that's not good is a problem. And some of these AI videos showing things like bowling, somebody cutting into a bowling ball with a knife and it looking like cake in the middle, stuff like that's confusing AI. It's got bad data. So certain AIs will say, yes, you can melt an egg, which is impossible. And other AI will be like, no, you can't melt an egg. So that's one of the new tests they have for it. What's up, Lugs? I work for a tax preparation company, and they have integrated AI in our software we use to help us not only help prepare returns, but also how to fix problems with our program. So far, it's really great. That's amazing, Lugs. Now, our tax system is one of the most confusing things ever. Like, even the people that create it don't even know all the tax laws or how many there are, or like there's so much confusion around it. AI is the perfect kind of thing for that. Where I'm a little scared, though, is like I would love to go in and give it all my data and say, walk me through it. Let's do my taxes. But I don't want to give it all my data, right? That's where Claude would come in, because you'd be running all that locally and that data wouldn't be going out to anybody. Yeah, I think the whole tax system will be reworked in a few years, but the government's not going to want it, because right now we overpay our taxes by an exorbitant amount of money. So they're not going to want to integrate anything into it anytime soon. That's going to mess up their free gravy train. Poppin' Stock says you go to Cloud Wallet, settings, add device, and maybe at some point the right windows will open for you to re-add your device. Dang, that's scary. I don't mean not AI being used thoughtfully in business to augment our jobs, but not for art and unnecessary and wasteful searches. So the art thing is the kicker for me, right? Like, I don't want to see it hurt industries that I love, artists that I love, the film industry, things like that. But again, the conversation often is muddied by the wrong conversation. People are like, oh, no AI movies. Well, okay, we don't want a whole movie made by AI where it did all the writing and the acting and the special effects. That's just not at a place where anybody really wants to watch it. But there will be companies, they're already doing it. They're going to make movies where put all the actors in front of a green screen like you always did. Use real people. Film that. But now the process for how you use AI to put in the special effects and the backgrounds and the lighting and all that will take over a lot of jobs. It's inevitable, because it's just a better use of computing power and makes making the movies a lot cheaper. There's some amazing clips coming out over the last few weeks that are so cool to watch, of different superheroes from different licenses, different movies, franchises fighting. And they're fun, but they're not good movies. They're just a fun little clip. But Ben Affleck just sold this company that he put a bunch of money into to, I forget which studio, maybe Netflix even, so that they can start making movies with real actors, real cinematographers, real writers, real people, but using the tools of AI to help do the post-production in a much smarter way. Yes, that does lead to some jobs getting lost, and I feel bad for those people, but I think that's the best possible scenario. Art is a real problem for like what Priscilla does. She's creating hand-drawn art that she then makes her prints and her pens and all that from, and I don't want that. If it's not only replacing her by making something similar, but also utilizing her art as a basis for what it's building. In other words, stealing from her art. That's a hard pass. That's a no-go. But it's already, the cat's out of the bag. The Pandora's box is already opened. It's out there. People are utilizing it. What are we to do now? Priscilla said to Allie, completely agree, generative AI is super wasteful, and I really wish they'd figure out how to make all AI less of a consumption hog before they rolled it out to the masses. It's already creating environmental and health issues. Oh, yep. Yeah, we were talking about that, I think, before you came in, Priscilla, about the amount of energy that's required to run all this stuff, and it is causing real problems and will continue to do so for for years to come. I saw a lot of AI commercials over the holidays, and you could just tell, and honestly just didn't like it. Felt ingenuine. Oh, you mean like commercials made using AI? Yeah, Coca-Cola did a whole one they got a lot of backlash for. On the flip side, I saw McDonald's made a really cool commercial a few months ago, and they immediately, the day the commercial came out, there were already people screaming it's AI, because it did have an AI look to it. They immediately put out the behind the scenes. Here's how it was created. Genius move. Just immediately shut down that conversation and show the amazing artists get the featured that made it. I thought that was a really, really smart move on their part. Yeah, if the companies hadn't stolen so much of the input, I would feel somewhat better about it. I agree with that too, Walking Miracle. The fact that they just and I know Meta, Facebook is a big problem there. Like they basically have said, we don't care. We'll steal it. Sue us all you want. We'll pay fines, whatever. We know the data is so valuable. We don't care how we get it. And that is not good. Allie said, I'd recommend people look up the environmental and health issues caused by AI. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not an issue. Yep, I agree. I'm sure I don't know half of it. What's up, Miguel Reyes? How are you now? I didn't see your first comment, Miguel. Hold on. You said I meant trick, but I didn't see another comment. Oh, it's about AI scams. Well, I mean, that's a thing too. These people that are trying to scam others now they're using these tools too to make it more realistic, like replicating people's voices and catering the trick, the link, the text, whatever, to the person that they're targeting. Makes it seem more realistic. I wouldn't be surprised if the person that tried to get me a few months ago was using AI to do it. Lug said, so even though Scream 7 used AI as part of their story of the movie, do we think they'll also use it to do some of the stunts or gags eventually in movies? It's already happening. But I think what we'll see is, people would be divided. No matter what happens, people are divided, right? There's going to be people that will say, I'm never going to watch anything that's all AI created or even AI's used too much. I'm only going to stick with real films and real TV shows. But over time, there's simply not going to be a defined line. You're not going to know what's real, what's AI, what percentage of the movie was AI. I think we've already seen it. Some artists, I think Priscilla may have shared this with me before. Somebody made forget what it was, a pin or stickers or something, and they put a stamp on there that said, no AI was used in making this product, or not designed with AI, or something like that. And it immediately boosted their sales because people are seeking out real art and from real people. So that's now a selling point, is you can put on your product, no AI was used in the design of this. Or you could make it in your booth, no AI ever, and it will likely have a positive impact on your business. Callard said they did the same with EV cars, put them out before the infrastructure was ready. Now most automotive companies are abandoning them. See, so there's a whole other conversation, Chuck, that I find just amazing. I know you're right. What you said is absolutely true. Why is there no more infrastructure? I can't speak. Why did Elon build out his supercharging network, and companies like EVgo in Houston, which I actually used to work for the parent company, why did they stop building out? Where's everybody charging their damn cars? The only thing I can figure out is that a lot of people have home charging stations, and therefore they don't need to charge on the go, because you can get 300 plus miles depending on your car. So you just charge at home, and that lasts you all you need. But then if you go on a road trip, you have the supercharger network. I don't understand why gas stations haven't at least somewhat converted to electric charging. It's very interesting. I know Buc-ee's across the South, they have a ton of electric charging stations at their places. They got ahead of it. But it's very interesting that no one has learned to capitalize on it fully. Like having a convenience store attached to 14 places to charge your electric car. Don't you think somebody would have built that? Red Ranger says, not to get political, but it's honestly scary when White House Twitter posts AI. like that doesn't need to come from that. So yeah, some of the stuff they're posting is just, wow, so stupid. Miguel said, but I did see so many Roblox, Jenny version, and TikTok, and I know about this because all of them use an AI uploader and bots because people think it's okay to put an adult content. Oh, the whole Roblox thing is such a travesty. Like, I mean, it's horrible that people think to do the things that some of these people are doing, and it's horrible that Roblox has not been able to nip that in the bud and keep that from happening. It's such a shame because it's like the biggest platform on the earth now too. I just yeah, I don't understand what goes through some people's brains, Miguel, and I wish it wouldn't. I wish nothing would go through their brains anymore. People that do that. Ford built a road near my work that will charge your car. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It takes too long to charge, and you would need dozens of chargers. So Chuck, here I agree that there are some problems in creating a charging gas station. That's a charging station that is like a traditional gas station. But that's where the solution comes in. It doesn't need to be like a traditional gas station. Somebody needs to design somewhere you would stop, that you are going to spend a minimum of 10 to 15 minutes, that would make sense to also charge your car at the same time. When I worked for EVgo in Houston, again, I worked for the parent company, not directly for them, their thought, and is a very smart one, was pharmacies. I thought that was super smart. You're going to the pharmacy to do your photo printing, business cards, stuff like that. You get your medicine, you can pick up snacks, you can do your toy shopping, like a Walgreens, a CVS. Those are the perfect spots to convert into a hybrid charging station / convenience store. I think you build those out. Genius. They didn't push hard enough on that. They let it go pretty quickly when I was down there. But the more I think about it, the smarter it is. But what do you do in rural areas? They already have a problem with getting high-speed internet. I mean, I don't think that the electric car sales there would be nearly as popular. I think they'll probably be the last in on this scenario. I think you definitely start with the highly populated big suburban areas, and then you build out to the rural. But at some point you got to get there, right? So you start with the suburban and then work your way. Yeah, I don't think you can compare charging electric cars and high-speed rail in the same conversation, apples to apples. But I think the whole reason I think about it a lot is there are a ton of electric cars on the road, especially up here in the Seattle area. So as that grew, why didn't charging stations at the same speed? And the best answer I could come up with was a lot of people are charging at home. Even Brian, Jungle Bri, has an all-electric car. He uses extension cord, trickle charge from the house, and he swears up and down he gets enough to handle his normal needs just from that. He doesn't even need a full charging station. So I think that's what a lot more people are doing. Living Conundrum says there are several Tesla chargers behind the Rite Aid near me. Only problem is that they're behind the building, so not great access to go to the store. Teslas were always back there. See, so they got part of the solution. What they should have done is redesign their store slightly at least for when they're building new stores. It's not as easy to do on existing construction, but you build your store in such a way that you've got your standard parking and your electric charge parking, and your door or doors facilitate everybody having equal access to the front door or through. Problem is you also have to deal with security. So you can't really have like front doors and back doors open all the time for people coming and going, because that's how theft happens. But you do have to redesign this convenience / electricity / pharmacy place based on the needs of people today. It's all interesting. I love brainstorming this kind of stuff, and it's not like I have anybody who's going to listen who's going to be able to use any of these ideas, but like I do love to see when things I think of eventually become real, and then I'm like, I came up with that 10 years ago. Tech said, but I didn't know till the other day they have different pricing like Uber with surge chargers depending on how many are using at the same time. It's crazy. Supply and demand. Everything's answered by supply and demand. I mean, it is a little nuts, but also if it's all computer operated, there's a way to squeeze more money out of people. They found a way. What's up, official? Happy Friday. How are you? Miguel said, I've seen so many Temu ads and most of the product are huge scams because videos from other people. Oh, I've seen that too. One of my favorite things is YouTubers who will just buy a bunch of Temu stuff and show you what it looked like in the ad versus what it really looked like. I'm fascinated by that. How people keep falling for it. But then, like, Macy wanted some stuff, and she found it on one of those apps, and as a lesson to her, Kelly's like, okay, we'll order it with your money. But when it comes in and it's all garbage, you'll know not to do this again. Of course, what happened? Everything she got was perfect. It was legitimate, good clothing, good stuff. So the lesson failed. I'm sure we'll try this again and we'll learn, but 12 to 15 spots at a mall is not enough when you have hundreds of parking spots. Yeah, again, I don't think we have the solution or we'll have the solution in this conversation, but I think the conversation is a good one, and I think there is a model that works for having more electric charging at the places that make sense. I think malls are a good one, right? And malls do have multiple points of entry, so you could space out charging stations around the mall at some of the bigger locations. That seems like a good solution, but how difficult is it to go tear up a parking lot and run electricity from the building to there, and then when somebody pays for the charging, who are they paying and how does that money get distributed? The whole thing is like, it's difficult, but somebody will figure it out. What they need are pads that the cars park on. So those exist. And what Chuck was talking about, Lugs, is a road where while you're driving, it is doing that. My concern there is what are the health risks for electricity going up into the batteries under the car? Surely that has an effect on the human being sitting on top of them. Let's see. Temu is a gamble. Sometimes it pays. Yeah, I can't believe that her first try it paid off well, but Nessa's husband ordered a letter opener in the form of a sword for a few bucks and ended up getting a full-size... No! That's hilarious. That's so funny, Chuck. Yeah, true. It's very expensive to do those kind of build-outs. That's why I'm saying, like, I could see Buc-ee's figuring out this solution. Like, I think they already have in a way. But as they build new stores, I think it'd be really interesting to see what are they doing, because they have the money, hand over fist, to expand as big as they want, as fast as they want. And they already have a ton of electric charging, and I've been to their locations in Texas where there's a minimum of 10 to 15 cars charging in their, I'd say they had 20 to 30 slots. And anytime I've gone, there's a minimum of 10 to 15 cars. So as Buc-ee builds out, not only do they don't build in near downtown areas yet. They build out they started in the spots between big cities, like between Houston and Dallas, where there's 2.5 hours or 3.5 hours of nothing. They built a spot there. Between Houston and San Antonio, between Austin and Dallas, stuff like that. And now they've built right on the edge of big cities, but they're building more and more and more. Exactly, Chewy. That's why I was saying I think they need to put the electric charging not in a gas station exactly, but in a place where you're planning on average to spend 15 plus minutes. So I think like pharmacies, malls, Targets. I think a lot of people on average spend more than 15 minutes at a Target, but the problem there is Targets are built and they want you to use that parking up front, not in your electric car. So if they do add electric car or electric charging, they're going to put it way off to the side, and that's inconvenient for most people. They don't want to park and then walk 15 minutes to the front door and then walk 15 minutes back to their car. I mean, don't be lazy, but it's not always a lazy issue. Could be a mobility issue. It only works at Buc-ee's because you'll spend hours wandering. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's precisely what I'm saying. A place where you're going to spend time already. So you're like, hey, I'm going to stop at this Buc-ee's because I got to get me some beaver nugs and a frozen Dr. Pepper and whatever else I need, a beef jerky, and I'm going to be in there. Let me top off the car. Go ahead and charge it up. Or I need to go charge. Oh, well, I could go pick up some snacks and some stuff. Or like, let's say in the case of a pharmacy, I need to go pick up my medicine. I know that's going to take too long for no freaking reason whatsoever. Every time we go to, like, if I go to Costco pharmacy, or now Kelly had to go the other day to Safeway. This is another one of those businesses I don't understand. I put in the prescription, it's ready. I should walk up, pay, get the bag, leave. Why is it so freaking complicated? Oh, now you want to find out my insurance information? No, all that should have been figured out in advance. You have it on file. You should have given me a number. I shouldn't be surprised by it. I don't understand these businesses. Chewy Hawk says, WS. require amenities like shopping, food, and adjacency to a travel corridor when we give out grants. Interesting. That's really smart. Fast food and restaurants are a good one, but again, where do you put the electric charging? Because businesses are built in a way that just doesn't facilitate where you put those right now. We've got to rethink the way we design buildings around that. I just got a new car, and you can bet I park as far away from the door at Target as I can. Well, Chuck, you're a smart man, and you know how people are. You know that somebody's going to, even when you're out there, I bet some moron occasionally parks right next to you and misses the point entirely. Movie theaters would be a great spot, but so on the flip side, my first thought is, yes, that's a good thought, Tech, but then the second thought is, no, it's not such a great thought, because you've got to charge and get out and leave it for the next person. So if you go in and park your electric car and go to the movie, that's 2 hours plus. If you count trailers, it's almost 3 hours that your car is wrapped up. Do you really want to get up in the middle of the movie and go move your car? No. So yeah, unfortunately, I think that one's on the no side. Somewhere where you're going to stay too long doesn't make a lot of sense. I read that one. I think it's all terribly interesting. I love technology, always have. I love to see where the world's going and how we're changing. It's amazing to me that so much of the world still doesn't work properly, that we're this smart, but we're this dumb at the same time. But I love stuff like this because I really like to brainstorm and think about what could be possible. What could we do? I just saw something that was announced this last week, and I'm like, I called this 15 years ago. Well, I know for a fact we started this conversation on live stream or on streaming channels. If we had old episodes of the Nerd Foo podcast to go back and listen to, there's your cue, Savage. In 2014, I promise you there were multiple episodes where on there I talked about, hey, that's great, I love Netflix, and we've heard that X streaming service is coming. It's going to get too crowded and too confusing and too expensive at some point. What can we do to prevent that? I was talking about it 10 or 15 years in advance. All the big executives were just like, how much we can take all the money for us, how do we do it? And they didn't think about how smart they should be in that approach. They just thought we need to get there first. And so they all did it at once. And now we're paying the price. Now we're all paying the consequences. Level 2 charging can take hours depending on your state of charge. Well, so that's a bigger part of the conversation too is I think a lot of people are charging at home. And you would do your level 2 or your slow charging and at home or maybe at a hotel overnight. For all the other charging that you would do out and about, you don't want that to be a slow trickle charge. You want that to be the quick charging, which you shouldn't do too often. But that's what those environments are, a cross-country trip, a long journey, but not your day-to-day trickle or slow charging. That should be done at home, maybe at hotels, stuff like that. These kind of locations should be the quick charge, 15 to 30 minutes, get in, get out. We don't want people camping at Walgreens for 2 hours in one spot. I guess you could do the movie in that way, but I don't think it's logistically makes sense for the theater and the charging, the company that's charging for the charging. Chargers need to be more efficient. I'm sure that is at the top of all the lists for those companies. Currently, most fast chargers require way too much power and can lead to electrical infrastructure upgrades, which, again, the cost. Yeah, see, exactly, Chewy Hawk. That's what I have a feeling that's what most people are doing. The other thing, I know way too much about this and not enough of it to get a job in this industry, but to be, to just be interested. Overseas, when electric cars first came out, they worked on the idea of and had battery swapping. So you would drive up to basically like what's like an oil change place. Somebody would be below the car, they would unscrew and take out the existing battery and put in another battery that had already been charging. So you're just hot swapping batteries all the time. So you would roll up in a place like that. You would pay, I guess, kind of like, I don't know what the charge was for stuff like that, the cost. I'm sure it was kind of like you buy a propane tank and then you take it and you swap it out at your local grocery store or Home Depot or whatever, and they charge you the 30, 40 bucks or whatever. I would hope this would be cost effective, where you would roll up to one of those places. Maybe you'd have a monthly service charge, or you would pay 10 bucks and you would swap, like propane, exactly. And propane accessories. I think the solution, I know that, what did I see? Hydrogen cars. There was some hydrogen car company. Those never really took off here, but I think that's something they're still trying for. Had these canisters in the back of the car, like 4 canisters, and each one came out. They were long, like 4-sided, kind of squared off. You take it out, that goes in a charging station. You take a new one, you slide it in there, and you're only doing one at a time, so the car's still powered, still going, as you hot swap these hydrogen things, and then you put them over to refill. Pretty smart. The current direction in the automotive industry is to have an EV battery that powers the car and a gas power engine that will charge the battery. So I've seen this, and I think it's really smart. Instead of a gas engine car that also has an electric engine, which is what we have, actually, Kelly's car, you have a electric engine as the primary for the car, and then essentially a generator that then powers the battery. So you can still put gas in there, but it's a much smaller engine that runs to power, to charge up the main EV battery. That's what you're talking about, right? I think that's really, really smart. I think it's really, really smart. I mean, these companies are figuring it out. Again, it's supply and demand. It's how people view it, social implications, environmental implications. There's like a whole bunch of reasons, and that narrative, that conversation is constantly changing too. So, hey, we were all on board, or not all, a lot of us were on board for electric cars 5 years ago, and now people are like, screw them, that's dumb, there's too many things going on with them, we need to change. Let's just go back to gas. Well, that may not be the answer either. Maybe there's some other things that we could look into. And this one is kind of a cool, I like that concept a lot, Chuck. Brian actually told me about that a few months ago. We've looked into it a little bit. I don't know that there's a lot of cars available that do that yet, but I think it's smart in the long run. Living Conundrum. So an odd tangent. That's what we're doing tonight. It's odd tangents. I saw a post about an interesting drink mix: Mike's Hard Cranberry and Lime, Cucumber Gatorade. The combination is like a missing flavor. I've tried it and it tastes ... It's almost like it doesn't want you to taste it. Very weird. It's a drink that's playing coy. That's an interesting one indeed, Living Conundrum. I haven't heard of that. Cranberry, lime, cucumber. I don't hate the idea. I'd like to try it. Daylight savings at 6. It is 6:40. We're not going to start till about 7:30. It's fine. I'm going till at least 7:15, somewhere in there. I wanted to play that video store game because I wanted to do it first with you guys. I don't know if you all have seen this. I think most of you have. I tweeted about it, but there's basically a game where you're playing, you're running a video store, and you got to set up the video store. You got to rent out the movies, have coupons, rewind them. I want to do it. I desperately want to do it. I think it'd be so much fun. I think it'd be so much fun. Sorry, work email. Got our work message coming through. Yeah, so I want to do that at some point. Hopefully when I get back from China, I'll get that installed and we can fire it up. I don't want to play it before I play it with you guys, so what was the tweet? I read a tweet that really worded it well, Priscilla, and it said something essentially like, why is a minimum wage 90s job that stressed us out now where we go to for calm, or something like that. I am obsessed with the idea of we should have video stores still. And I saw another tweet where somebody said, you want me to pay $7.99 to rent a movie that's 20 years old, which that sometimes happens if you want to watch something that hadn't been on all the streaming services. I'd rather have a Blockbuster membership and have some teenager judge my life choices. I thought that was pretty great. I don't think you could have a lot of them. I think it would definitely be like maybe one in Seattle where it's kind of like the fun thing to do to go back and check out hard copy of movies. So you don't have to have a streaming service. Just when you do want to watch a movie, you have that to go rent. I think it would be really cool. I don't know if it could work, but it would be fun. I'm not watching, but I filled out a bracket for a Discord server I'm a member of, and I am failing miserably at it. Oh, wait, are we talking, were you talking, March Madness? Ever since I seen the new Samsung Ultra have the built-in privacy screen protect, that's so smart. I'm curious if car windows will eventually have a window tint on/off button. I mean, we've had those windows forever, in offices where you could fog up the glass or turn that fog off. Something tells me it'd be illegal to have in cars based on current laws, but would be cool. The way Gen Z is going, maybe rental stores will be back. I mean, it could happen. I know there's like a big return to physical media for a lot of people. And I've always loved physical media. I still have a lot of my movies that I kept. I got rid of my VHS, but I still have a lot of my DVD, Blu-ray, that kind of stuff. I love steelbooks. I think it's a great collectible. And I just saw this week that Netflix is selling Stranger Things' entire series in a box set, ranging anywhere from, I want to say the cheapest was like $130 all the way up to $200, depending on the edition, the extras, all that stuff, and tons of people praising this is an amazing step that a digital streaming company produces thing. Now they're producing a physical version. It speaks volumes for the future of physical media, and I believe they're right. I also follow a lot of artists, so I wonder if my view is skewed by who I follow, but something useful, not allowed. Make it so you can't activate it while the car is driving. You should be. That seems smart. I mean, we've done the you can't watch videos on your player, your radio in the car, unless the car is sitting still. And apparently that's coming to Apple CarPlay. So when your car is in park, you'll be able to sit and watch a movie. So like if you and the kids are trapped somewhere or whatever, or you're camping or whatever, you could sit and watch a movie. I think it's interesting. I don't think it's a feature I'll ever use, but I used to have one of my first in-dash entertainment units when they were first getting big. I bought a pretty expensive Pioneer. It was a CD DVD player with a full touch screen that had navigation, everything in it, long before CarPlay came out. This was like around 2009, 2010, maybe even earlier. No, it was before that. It's like 2007, 2008. When I installed it myself, I looked online and figured out how to put one little jumper cable in there to make that unit think that the car was in park at all times, so I could do anything while driving. Really stupid. I played a movie once while I was driving, and I was like, nah, not worth it. And I stopped doing it. You watch Twitch streams while driving? Well, hopefully you could just listen a lot, but be careful, Sneakwin. Speaking of Twitch streams, we're in the middle of one right now. We don't have that much time left before I've got to bid you guys adieu. I hate that. I hate that these are too short now. I'm hoping we can get to a better balance where I can do this more than once a week, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Well, we got to play the box game. I have some exciting prizes from Priscilla, who is here. Let me show you guys what I got. Went to Emerald City Comic-Con up here in Seattle a few weeks ago. Got to say it was the best one in years. It was the best one I went to in years, aside from the problems, real whisper down to the fools who decided to reroute everything and make it take 2 hours to get your badge and get in. That was just the absolute stupidest crap I've ever seen. But the con itself, the Artist Alley on point, the fact that Funko was back again, at least, God bless them, kudos to them for just being there in some way. They did it. It's amazing. Grossinator, thank you for the Prime sub, 64 months. But Priscilla was there, Butts on Things was there, Patrick Ballesteros was there, and a ton of other artists. And I stopped by Priscilla's booth, and she's always so sweet. She's like, do you have enough stuff for the box game? I said, yes. She said, okay, cute, but I'm going to give you some more stuff anyway. So in the box game tonight, we'll have some additional prizes, or an additional prize pack from Priscilla, a peepee, if you will, that will include a couple of things. Let's see what I got here. For me personally, I bought one of the Emerald City Comic-Con exclusive enamel pens, LE100. And I think I also bought this one, the non-exclusive version of the same pen, with the sitting Sune and the parasol. Love that. So I've got those for me. And I bought the pennant, so well named. I'm gonna hang it back over here somewhere. I love. It's got the Emerald City Comic Con exclusive sticker there on the plastic. I'll try to maneuver that and move it to the pennant. Look at that. That is just so smart and so nice. Perfect size. I just got to find just the right spot. If I can't find a spot over here, I do have a wall right here next to me that would be really good for this. And I have years of Emerald City Comic Con exclusive Sunes and other pins from Priscilla that I want to put on here. And I was talking with Brian about this, actually showing him and telling him what a great idea it was. And I was like, but I'm a weirdo in that I want to keep the backer. This allows for that. And I want to keep the card, right? I want to have that for the future. And he was like, well, why not just put the pin through, put the card on the back with the backers. And I think that's so smart. I'm going to try that to keep my cards on here because I like the card backers as well. I think it's part of to me, it's part of the collectible. It's part of the art. I think it's so cool. But Priscilla did hook me up with a few of the different pennants. There's this one that has the pretty floral pattern. You can see right there. Isn't that a great idea? I wish I could say I came up with it myself, but yeah, I wanted to keep the card backers. There's this one. I don't remember exactly what this one looks like, but these are easy enough to put back in the bag. I think what I'll do is we'll include one of the pennants in the box game tonight, and then if you win, you can pick which one you want. Oh yeah, this is the tree. And then the other one is the night scene. So we'll include those in there, one of those in there. And she also gave me, and this, I can't get enough of these, honestly. I wear glasses during the day while I'm working because I don't like to have my contacts in for too long. And I totally forgot about these until she said, hey, do you want some of these? So we've got these awesome cleaning cloths to clean your glasses or your screens or whatever that have the print from this year that she designed with the like food truck. Love that. So these are just the best. In fact, I've been using, this isn't one of hers. No, I've been using this one for a long time, but I have a couple of hers sitting around that I also like. This one hers? The yellow? I can't remember if that's her either. No, but I have several of hers. There's a couple in my backpack and stuff, but I love these so much. So we're going to include in the box game tonight a pennant and a one of the cleaning cloths for sure. But let me pull together the other stuff. And then I got to check. Priscilla, I don't know if you remember, or did you give me one of these to give away as well? Or did I buy two, one for me and one for Kelly? I can't remember. I guess I could go back to my receipt and look. Because I think Kelly got all her stuff. I think you may have given me one of these. If you did, I'll give that away as well. If you remember. If you don't remember. Okay, you do. Okay, great. Oh, all right. So in the box game tonight, we'll have one of the Emerald City Comic Con pins, one of the cleaning cloths, and a pennant will be the Priscilla Peepee. Thank you for remembering that. I could not remember, and I didn't want to say I'm going to give it away, and then Kelly be like, "Where's my pen?" I don't want to pay that price. It's too steep. Too steep. So I think everybody, we had a couple new names today, or names that aren't here all the time. But if you're still here and you've been watching, yeah, Kelly did go with me as well. Yeah, we had a great time. If you've been watching, now's the point where I'm going to give away a real deal prize or multiple prizes to someone watching the stream. If you've been watching for at least 5 minutes, that's it, 5 minutes all the time. You have an account with me. You've been earning Sully Bucks or points. You earn them by watching, earn them by watching. Everybody has them. You can check your balance on Twitch by simply typing in !points, P-O-I-N-T-S. I recommend you do that now so you know how many points you're playing with. And then I'll tell you how to spend those points to buy essentially a raffle ticket into a giveaway for your chance to win one of these beautiful prizes that I will show you here in just a minute. If you are just lurking, now's a great time to just dive in, check your points, And when I explain the game and everything, if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask your questions so that we can help you. Either I'll help you or somebody in the stream will. Let's see. We already showed you the Priscilla prize pack. I will show it again, but that's going to be one of the prizes. I have these boxes. Each one's going to have a post-it note in there representing a prize. You'll see what all the prizes are here in a minute. Let's see. We've got... There's 4 things. We've got an Avatar Biddy Pop set that I purchased. It's got 3 the Avatar Last Airbender Biddy Pops and a 4th mystery one. It's not been opened, so we don't know what that is. We've got... That'll be the last thing I share. We've got... Oh, I gave away the pop last time, which was... I think it was the Joker. But I had another one. Oh, yeah, let's do this one. By the way, I think all box game prizes except one have gone out. Parrot won a couple weeks ago. That's already been shipped. How about we include this tonight? We got a Chainsaw Man Chase Pop. I have not included this one before. This is a new one. I found this out in the wild a few months ago. I'm not a huge fan of Chainsaw Man, and I know some of y'all are, so we'll put that in there for somebody to win. Let me make a post-it note for it real quick. There they are. Sorry, I could have been better prepared today, but it was a very busy week. I still haven't watched it, Savage. I really should. Yeah, I found 4 chases in the past year in the wild. Almost all of them at Marshall's. Where was the other one I found? But I've seen quite a few people finding chases. I think if y'all are out and about shopping, definitely look for them because they don't all have this sticker on there anymore. A lot of them have moved to the box, and I think people don't know to look for them. It's violent, but a whole lot of... I mean, that makes sense. If they had chainsaws for head, it makes sense to me. Chainsaw Man. I know Kelly won't like it. Her absolute favorite show now is The Rookie. Thanks to me and Nathan Fillion. We did our part. But last week's episode, not this most recent one, but the Tuesday before last, was basically a bunch of people at a building had come into contact with this chemical for too long, and they were acting like zombies. They were, hey, what's up, Autumn's Toys? Thank you for the sub. A naughty month streak. But anyway, they were all acting like zombies, and she did not care for that at all. She's like, oh, it was the worst episode ever. I want to write a letter to someone. All right, we got Avatar. We got Priscilla prize pack. We got the Chainsaw Man. I've got on here a Nerds Unite prize, which I really should have kept all that together. My desk is the biggest mess it has been in quite some time. I really thought I had kept all this together. It's probably under a stack of stuff. Oh, now I've thrown the post-it note. I've got some stickers. Oh yeah, I had the whole set of boarding passes. That was part of the fun. Where'd I put all that? Definitely got to have an NU pin. Sorry, I'm not more prepared, gang. It's been a heck of a busy week. Ooh, we got a Batman. We got a sticker to match my shirt. I have access to all this stuff, so I can easily make another prize pack real quick. Worship with the sub! 67 months, thank you, Worship. Appreciate you. That's got a number. This has got a number. Oh, side note. For the last month, I've been doing these meal prep on the weekends. So that during the week, I can focus not on lunch, but on making good choices and then go and like walk the dog or take care of personal stuff to maximize my day. But I found this guy online that makes these great high protein, low calorie recipes. This week I've been eating burritos for lunch every day that are like 60 something grams of protein and only like 400 calories. But if you guys come across any good recipes, please share them with me. I love that stuff. So I'll just spend a couple hours on Sunday putting that stuff together every week. All right, here we got a Nerds Unite prize pack for this next one. So you'll get one of these awesome Batman themed stickers that I made. One of these X-Men 97 theme stickers. All these are limited edition and numbered. And then a whole set of the boarding passes. One for the based on New York Comic Con, one based on TwitchCon, and one based on Emerald City Comic Con. We're inspired by. Those are all numbered to 100. And, oh, well, I can't give away that number. That's a 5. We can rethink. And we've got a NU pin made by Angus Maximus. Oh, yeah, Nadu, please send that to me. I do want to order. All right, here we go. Oh, we got a glow-in-the-dark this week. It's a glow-in-the-dark NU pen, number 3. So a low number at that. Okay, so we got the NU prize pack, the Avatar, the Chainsaw Man pop, the Priscilla prize pack, and then last but not least, we have the Deadpool Biddy pop, which is a very small item. But if you win this one, you'll get a chance to look at this list. You'll tell me which one you think is in here. And if you are correct, if we pull out the one you said, you'll win all the prizes I've shown. You'll win the Nerds Unite prize pack with all the stickers in the pin. You'll win the Priscilla prize pack, which will let you pick one of the pennants. You'll get the Emerald City Comic Con enamel pin, and you'll get one of the cleaning cloths. You'll get the Chainsaw Man Chase pop. You'll get the Avatar Biddy pops, and all of it. You'll get all of it. So that's the big one. If you're real lucky to win the Deadpool Biddy pop. All right, so now what I need to do is take these Post-it notes and put them in these boxes while you guys buy your tickets. You're going to spend your points to buy tickets. And then, where is my stream? Elements. I got the coolest new plugin for my computer because I always have like 50 tabs open. All I have to do is touch this little button on here and type in any little information that I know is in the tab. And it'll bring it up, and I click on it, and it opens that window and goes right to that tab. It's the best. Because I don't know how to operate on just 5 tabs. I always have like 50 tabs open. So good. Let's go to loyalty, giveaways, box game. All right. We're going to put 7 minutes on the clock. You guys are going to use your Sully Bucks or your points to the same thing to buy your raffle tickets. Each raffle ticket is 10 Sully Bucks. 10 Sully Bucks. You can buy anywhere from 1 to 150 tickets. It's up to you how many you buy. Falconer's got us a list of the prizes. Thank you for doing that, Falconer. I will go over them again one more time after I get them in the box. But starting now, and it'll appear on screen right there, you can buy your tickets in using your points. So you don't spend any real money. The only caveat is if you win, you got to give me a U.S. shipping address. I forgot to mention that already. If you win, you must give me a U.S. shipping address. It can be a reshipper, or it can be a friend who has a U.S. shipping address. I send it to them. They send it to you. I don't do international shipping unless it's in an envelope because I can do that for $1.70 without filling out any kind of customs bullcrap information. I hate that stuff with a passion. I know we have to do it because there's people in the world that are bad, but I don't want to do it. I want no part of that stuff. All right, if anybody has any questions, please ask. I'm putting these Post-its in the boxes now without looking at what box gets what Post-it. I just grab them at random. I will not know. I will not remember. So when we play this game, it's legit. If you, at the end of 7 minutes, we're going to draw one name from all these tickets. That person is my contestant. They will tell me a box number, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and what prize they hope to win. I need those 2 pieces of information because what we'll do is we will show you what prize you won in the box. But along the way of showing you the prizes you didn't win, we might end up making a little deal scheme. We might make a little side deal to get you what you want or to get me out of spending too much on shipping. We'll see what happens. I haven't made a deal in a long time. Maybe tonight's the night. All right, the boxes are loaded. I will show those up on stream in just a minute, but let's show the prizes again real quick. We've got the Chainsaw Man Pop Chase. You could win that. We've got the Nerds Unite sticker and pin prize pack featuring 5 limited edition, designed by me, exclusive numbered stickers, and a Nerds Unite pin, glow in the dark, number 3 out of, I think there were like 25. That's the Nerd Unite prize pack. We got the Biddy Pop Avatar 4-pack. It's got 3 in there you can see, and a mystery 4th one. We've got the Priscilla prize pack, which will include one of her awesome little cleaning cloths featuring her art from Emerald City Comic-Con. You'll get the Emerald City Comic-Con exclusive enamel pin, which I believe was limited to 100? Yeah, 100 pieces. And you'll get your choice of the 3 pennants. You can choose the tree, you can choose the flowery one, or the nighttime one. Your choice. I can open these up if you have a particular one you want to see. But that is the Priscilla prize pack. You get 1 of the 3 pennants, plus the pin, plus the cleaning cloth. And last but not least, we have the Deadpool Biddy Pop. If you get this one, you'll get a minute to look at the back there, and you can tell me which one you think it is. And if you are correct, we will open it on screen. If you are right, you win all the prizes. You still only get 1 of the 3 pennants. Don't be too greedy. You're still going to get a lot of prizes if you win all that. We are going 7 minutes total. We've already done 3 of me yammering on. Let me do this, just so for those who maybe have everything muted. I have the free NFT up in the corner for those of you who are watching along. This is something I may talk about on the live stream that I'm going to join here in about 25 minutes. Actually, let me bring that up real quick. I watched this couple a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago at this point, who are putting on the show tonight, and they do this weekly like get to know a collector. They call it Aloha Friday. But I'm going to be on there. It's True Media Group, sponsored by the Fanable app. I've told you guys about Fanable before, but here is my fun little mug on the cover image that they created for the hangout tonight. So I'm going to join them I told them 60 to 90 minutes was as much as I could go because I got so much going on. So we'll start at 7:30 with them and may go to 9. Oh, thank you, Nadu. Maybe sooner, because I do have to pack and get a bunch of other stuff ready. So if the conversation runs its course, we'll dial out. If it's still going strong, we'll keep going for up to 90 minutes. So if you want to join in, they want to talk about my journey, what I've done in collecting, the companies I've worked for, where we're at with NFTs, all that kind of fun stuff. I've watched some of their interviews before. They're real fun. They definitely are in it. They are in the collectible space and definitely are not scared of NFTs. I love it. All right, back to, where did Stream Elements go? There it is. Let me refresh here and see what our total number of entries is so far. We're at 5 minutes. We got 21 people in. 1,327 tickets are in. It only takes 1 to win. I'm going to pick one at random using the random number generator on here in just a minute. I see we got a few people at 150 tickets. We've also got Nadu only has 2 tickets. Official has 5. Falconer has 1. People have won with 1 ticket before. So if you're watching and you're debating, just get a ticket. Just get at least 1. Falconer said, I sent you the back of the Deadpool Biddy Pop. You can add it to your stream as an image and hide it as you... Oh, beautiful. Where did you send it? Was that Twitter or Twitch? How'd you send it? I'm looking at Twitter first. There it is. You're the man. You're the man. Thank you so much. That's a great, helpful thing. Is it the same one? Yes. Yes, it is. So I will save that. I'll put it on my desktop. I don't put much of anything on my desktop because I don't like getting it all messed up. I have literally like 10 things on my desktop. That's it. But I'm going to do it for this. Deadpool BP. And then just as a little test, let's go back over here. We'll add an image. And we'll call this one Deadpool BP. And we will grab from the desktop. Dope. Thank you, Falconer. That's awesome. That's so smart. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. I still have not opened any of the sports cards I've been sitting on for a month. Linder, I keep every day I'm done with work and I'm like, I'm gonna do a couple things to wrap up. I need a couple minutes to myself. I'll play a couple games of Rocket League. I'm gonna unwrap those. I'm gonna unpack those packs tonight, and then I don't do it. I always get distracted by something else. So I have not done it, but I really, really want to. So when I get back from China, no time today. I've done it to myself again. All right, time is technically up, but I'm going to give you guys 10 more seconds to get your tickets into the box game. I'm going to count it down, so get your tickets, and then we're going to play 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing the giveaway. Closing the giveaway. There it is. And we're going to draw a winner. Let's get those drum rolls on screen. I already see them. Come on. We're going to pick our winner in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And our winner is Worship 19. Worship hasn't won in forever. Worship, your time is now. Which box do you want? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? And which prize are you hoping to win? Let me put the boxes up here while you're figuring it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and which prize are you hoping to win? That's an important piece of information. Worship says, that's me. Box 3, Priscilla prize pack. I love how you operate. Thank you for the quick response. Box 3 is your prize that you won. We could just open it on up and show you, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to let John Nolan guard that bad boy. Let me adjust the camera. I feel like it's cutting me off a lot tonight. Wrong way. There we go. We're going to open the... why? Box went out of... We got to make sure the box is in frame. There it is. It was not touched. No shenanigans. Box 3 is there. You want the prize in box 3. That's what you called, but we're going to show you the prizes you did not win first, starting with box... You know what? Start with box 2. I almost never start with box 2. First prize you didn't win. You're going for the Priscilla prize pack. But you did not win the Nerds Unite PP. So the PP you do want is still in there, but the PP you didn't want is out. All right, let's go to box 5 now. Another prize you did not win. Box 5 on the wrong side there. You did not win the Avatar BP. So another BP is out. There's still one BP in, one PP in. You know how it goes. Box 3 is your prize. We still have boxes 1 and 4. Let's go 4. Another prize you did not win. Oh, a Peepaw PP. We don't want any part of Peepaw PP. Box number 4, Deadpool BP. So the other BP is out. You can't win all the prizes, but you still have to show at Chainsaw Man, Chase Pop, and the Priscilla prize pack. I know you want the Priscilla prize pack, so we're just going to stick with the box that you won that has your prize. Box 3, this is your prize we're about to show. 50-50 chance. What will you get? 50-50 chance you're getting the Priscilla PP. You did it! You got the prize you wanted. Let's go, Worship! All right. I love it. Just to prove no shenanigans, let's make sure this does say Chainsaw Man Pop. I really thought that's what you were going to get. That does say Chainsaw Man Pop. That rule usually dictates that the first time a prize is announced. So, you're going to get, for sure, the Emerald City Comic-Con LE100 enamel pen provided by Priscilla herself, put into my grubby little paws at Emerald City Comic-Con. You're going to get 100% guaranteed one of her wipes. So you can wipe stuff with Sune and Toratai and friends. And you're going to choose which of these 3 you want. If you need me to show you one, I can. We've got the floral-y, flowery one. We've got the beautiful tree one with the limbs and the flowers. Or Worship already says the night purple one. Let's take a look. I didn't know before. I think this is my second favorite. I bet it'll look really good. The pins will really pop with the color on there. I love it. Congratulations, Worship. I got those together for you. Let me just make a note before I forget and then don't know what I'm sending to who. I think that opened on the wrong end. All right, Priscilla PP, Worship. Where's my pen? And I'm going to write what you got. Worship. PP. Oh, it already says PP, so you're getting the cleaning cloth. ECCCCCCC pen and pennant. night. Awesome. Congratulations, worship. It will not get shipped out in the next week, but the week after, very possible. I thought I had an extra box around here somewhere. Oh, I'll put it in the bag. I'll even send you the Priscilla bag. Where can I hang this temporarily? I don't think I have a good spot for a temporary hang. I don't. The rod up here doesn't even have. Nah, it's not gonna stay. I'll just put it back in the bag. Congratulations, worship. Thank you for understanding. Yeah, I do the shipping like once a month. A man who knows what he wants. Hey, worship with gifted subs. Are you kidding me? You didn't have to pay me for this. Thank you, worship. 5 gifted subs. You know what we need to do for that? We need to give away some Sully bucks. Let's give away some Sully bucks. Whoa, look at all those emotes. Thank you, worship. Add points all. Let's go 250. And I'll give away some more in just a minute. But I just gave away 250 Sully bucks to all of you. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on a Friday night. Like I said, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to join on the live. Sorry, I just spilled everything on the floor over here. That's what I keep doing. I'm going to join our friends for TRU, True Media Group, for a live stream, which is available on YouTube. The link is right here. I will drop the link to this tweet if you want to come over and join. I would appreciate it, but you don't have to. If you got plans this evening, even if you'd be willing to just put the stream on and walk away, that would be awesome. You don't have to be there to chat or whatever. But if you want to hang out and spend some time with us, that would also be fun. I'm going to end the stream now and go take a little break, use the bathroom, grab a snack, that kind of stuff, and then get back in the chair here to chat with the team. Anybody have any questions or thoughts? Allie says, safe travels, and please give my good luck wishes to Macy for her. I sure will. I cannot wait to watch that tomorrow. It's going to be so fun. Linder says, have a wonderful business trip. All my best to Macy for her debut tomorrow. Don't forget the flowers. We're on it. He just paid for his own shipping. Right, Priscilla? I love it. Let's see. Okay, cool. They were just messaging me to say that they're set and ready. There's a StreamYard link, which scares me after my last interaction, but I'm going to double check this link before I click on it and make sure everything's good. Actually, it'd be easy to see if they're live. I can just click on here. Yeah, I don't think I have to worry about them. I think we're good. The fact that they created this graphic and everything, I'm not scared. But I was a little snake bit when that happened before. All right, let's see. Find somebody to raid over to. Right? Totally, Priscilla. All right, let's see. Oh my Gatos is playing Fortnite. I feel like we raided him a couple of times recently, but I do love showing the love. Let's see who else is on. Nat Delos is playing some Fallout. You know what? Let's raid Nat Delos. He's got one person there. I still need to chat with him, but he's playing some Fallout. Oh, Vile's on? I didn't even see her. Dang it. I know we raided her before we've raided Nat Delos last. Let's surprise him. All right, Red Ranger, thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. First thing we're going to do is add points to all. Another 100. Oh, did that work? I don't know what just happened there. There we go. We're going to try it again. I think that tried to add to a username that doesn't exist. And we're going to raid over to Nat Delos. Oh, it copied the whole name. What just happened? Oh, boxes just popped up in front of everything. I can't do anything. Come on, go away. I can't run the raid. A bunch of boxes just popped up in front of where I chat. Come on, go away. Maybe if I expand this box. There, that works. That's so funny. It went right in front of where I was typing. All right, remember to wash your hands, check in on somebody you love, make sure they're doing okay, and above all else, most importantly, Nerds Unite! I will see you guys in a couple weeks. Have a wonderful, wonderful time without me. See you soon. Have fun. Bye.
Oh no! Wait, it's supposed to go back. There it is. Heyo! Sully in the house. Got a bell for the thing, but have fun. Yo, thanks, man. I appreciate you bringing everyone over here. How you doing? Just kidding. You're leaving. Just like my dad. I'm so sorry. Robert GP was good. Falconer, how are you doing? What were we doing? What were you playing? You weren't playing anything, right? You were just doing your Friday fun stuff. Mark, what's up? I'm doing good. I'm recovering still. I had a work trip last week. And yeah, I'm talking about before Monday. Yeah, it's good. It was a long week. And then just you gotta catch up on work and like all this other stuff, and then you don't feel like, yo, what up, 28-7 So cheers to you, Raiders. How you doing? I'm playing Fallout New Vegas. First playthrough still. I don't remember where I am or what I'm doing. Seems unusually dark. In here? I don't have a light. There's the light that's usually set up over there. It's in my case. I don't have it right now. So you were very, you're keen to noticing those details. So I'm playing Fallout. If you want to hang out, critique my gaming, by all means. Yo, Steve, thank you for the follow. How are you? Okay, so I don't remember what I was doing the last time I was playing. It's kind of bad because I played like 3 weeks ago. New Vegas? Where does that fall, between 3 and 4 or after 4? It's a great question. I don't know. I think, is it between 3 and 4? Great game, one of my faves. That's what I've heard. Oh.